So let's talk about friendship, solidarity, and trust. This is the next step. This is not just, now it is not a family relationship. What is this now? Well, we can use the typical things. We mentioned something about trust. I remember someone that told that trust is, well, an important value for any kind of relationship, interpersonal relationship, and that's true. That's true. That is, I would say, as a development, benevolence and friendships can be also values, and they will have some legal consequences and some moral consequences, as you can say. So let's begin with trust. That is our first approach to the topic now. So what is trust? What is trust? More or less, I think that you can imagine that more or less could be, at least as a preliminary notion, the firm hope that someone has in another, as a general thing. I'm talking with you because I believe that you will not kill me. If I believe that you are trying to harm me, well, I will not talk with you. At least in this way, no. So, and we're trying to achieve one knowledge, you and myself too. Teaching, I really say that, and also learn so much from my students. And every year I improve my lectures and my knowledge, well, because I hear my students. I try to hear. I also read authors, and I learn from authors also. So, but this is the basic thing. There is no possible human relationship without a little trust, a little trust. A relation of trust is one in which one person trusts that another will do or give something, and the other insinuates that they intend to act in that way. That is the difference. That is the difference, no? This is not just hope. I hope that someone of you will help me. No, it's not hope. Trust is you need two specific people, and I trust him. Why? Because, well, in some way he insinuates something. Yeah, at least he seems to be that don't want to harm me. He's not walking with a gun, trying to see who will kill. No. This is a two parties relationship, or more, could be trust in this society, for example. And so you can see that this is the very beginning of any interpersonal relationship. So, and that's the idea. Now we begin with the legal part. Now, it's a serious to cheat the trust that was given by someone. If I give, for example, I'm obviously, if I'm in a business, I'm working in some place, and I say I will do that. I don't. I was not doing. At the end of the day, I didn't do that, and there was a lot of problems, no, because I never opened the university, and no one were able to enter the university, and there was a chaos. Well, I'm the responsible because it was someone was expecting that. I in some way offered that. There was a chaos, so I'm the responsible. Legally, I mean, legally. In this case, it's clear because I'm working here. But if I'm just a friend and I thought, well, there will be not that level of responsibility, but another. So we can see that there are many levels of trust and many different relationships related to trust. One, if I agree and someone is paying me for do that, no? The work agreement, the labor agreement. Well, if I cheat that trust, well, I will respond because someone is paying me. Yeah, Flora. No, it was okay. I thought that you was trying to say something. So, on the other hand, so if someone gives you an advice, if someone gives you just an advice, and the advice is very bad, you follow that advice because things are not going very well in your business. Suppose that. And someone gives you an advice, no, I think that you should do that and that and that. And you say, well, I will do that. And you do exactly that, the same thing. And that was the worst advice ever. And your business is now in bankruptcy, is absolutely broken. So do you think that the advisor, the people, the guy who advised you is responsible or not? What do you think? Leon?
I've had a similar experience. My dad is someone who is he loves food, but he does not know what it takes to get some products out.
Yeah.
So he imagined that making smaller cheesecakes in cupcake containers would be really good. However, I knew that it would not work because there is nothing to hold the shape of the cake. But I tried anyway, and it failed, and my customer got upset. And you know, I explained that I was trying something new, and I will send them a replacement, of which I did. So he did not know better than his advice. He didn't know.
Yeah, I will never trust him again.
No, it's not that. It's not that I don't trust him. It's just that I tried his advice and it didn't work, and we have moved beyond that case. And now
in that case, do you believe that he is responsible or not? He has.
I am responsible. I am responsible. I had a choice to either listen or ignore.
Yeah, well,
I chose to listen.
In an advice, always happen.
Yeah.
Any one of you believes that there could be an advice that could be some level of responsibility, legal responsibility, I mean. No one of you?
No, just consultants. Consultants always
very good, Julius.
Yes. Yeah, consultants always give pieces of advice, and based on their professional reputation and the confidence that the client has, the client normally will just implement what they have been told.
Very good, very good, very good.
And in that case, the consultants can be responsible for the outcome.
Absolutely, all of them.
No, to some extent.
Which one?
Not everything.
Yeah, I agree, but which one? So you can see the legal advice, the medical advice, as Chris said, very good. Could have, yeah, that is clear. You are paying for some professional advice, and obviously, normally people used to follow, and you don't know, you have no idea about medicines or what is the law if you are not a lawyer or a doctor. So obviously, in that case, many times when you pay, it's clear. No, you are responsible. You are responsible, and now more and more and more, there are more medical and legal responsibility for lawyers and for doctors, but in many other professions also, for engineers. But it's just the advice of a friend that will have no legal consequence. Could have moral consequences also. That is different. So here we can distinguish But because an advice, if you are very sure of something as a friend, don't worry. But if you have doubts, you have to present your advice saying, well, I'm not an expert on this. Do whatever you want. No? That is because if you try to convince and you feel that and is your friend, well, normally you try to do the best for your friends, but it's good to be honest. No? To be honest. No, I have not the clarity in that topic. I'm not a doctor, not a lawyer, but do whatever you want. But there is another case that is not paid. It's not to some extent is not paid, the advice or the trust of the trust. And I understand that this could be first there is a general trust that it's good to believe more or less in people. Normally people are good with biases. All of us, we have defects. But normally most of the things are good. No? Of anyone. I really believe that normally people are good. Well, and that's why normally used to act in good faith. Normally, the one who with actions, his actions, generates a certain truth in another, must seek not to cause harm, but changing his behavior. That is more or less the idea. If I don't know, even if I realize if I'm doing something, well, many people will react in a bad way. Well, you cannot do that. No. If, for example, if I in the middle of a stadium with a lot of people, I cannot say fire, fire, fire as a fake news, because many people can be harmed, or even we can have some deaths. As many times happen, no? So because people used to believe that if someone is screaming fire, probably there is a big issue, So you can, the idea here, even without agreement, well, you cannot cheat people. You cannot cheat people. The trust that they normally give to everyone, that normally used to act in good faith. But there is also the doctrine of the own acts. This is a legal question. So the irrational change of the own acts generates responsibility when public or not parties, they had certain formality, and they generate an equivocal expectation. I will put one example that is many times on courts. I deal with this case many times in my life. Imagine that the government opened a process to adjudicate an agreement about the building of I don't know, a building, a power generator, or a road or a street, whatever you want. And there are many people working on it. So the government, and to present offers, is many times expensive, because you need to show research studies and many other things. No? At the end of the day, the government, they say, no one of you have that, but you paid so much, or even adjudicate one agreement, and from that they begin to do many things, and at the end they say, no, we will not do that. No? So many people follow and trust the authority because they will give the agreement to someone, but at the end of the day, well, for one reason, and normally after 1 year they will adjudicate to another quite different. So you realize that they cheated you. So they are responsible, legally responsible, because they generate a public expectations for in a formal way, to many parties, and an unequivocal expectation for one specific agreement that is unequivocal. And you realize that, well, we already have more or less fulfilled the things that they were asking for. Well, there is a legal responsibility, even without any agreement many times. No? The simple advice, the thing that we said, simple advice, don't generate responsibility. Malicious advice, always. A kind of, that is interesting for the law and for morality also here. No? And professional but generous responsibility, normal. There are different levels, but normal. And finally, the trust in a special agreement can be paid or not. But if you agree with one of your friends, you should do that, you should do that, you should do that. And what is mandated, the mandator is responsible. And obviously, if I'm doing the things for another on behalf of my father, well, it's my father that is signing. But I have a kind of responsibility. Lawyers used to understand it very well because they used to understand, to deal with many cases about trust. Okay. Second value is benevolence. So what is benevolence? Well, there could be many things, no? Well, an action that I do for the sake of another, not expecting any reward, not expecting money, just because I want to do something for another or for others. So the first idea that we have more or less is an act, something that is free. Gratuity is doing, benefiting or giving something to someone without expecting anything in return. I think that more or less should be easy, this one. So whoever receives a gratuity acquires an indeterminate duty of gratitude. That is very interesting. Having a certain kindness toward the other. So that is a new conclusion, probably. No? Many times they say, well, we receive a lot of things. Do we have any moral or legal duty? No, because it was free. I received it free. But yes, we have a little thing. Whoever receives gratitude acquires an undeterminate duty of gratitude. No? Yeah, of course, if something is so big. Yes, Ali, you raised your hand.
Yeah, so when it comes to gratuity, I don't know if I'm clear. So when it comes to gratuity, does it also create a moral obligation to the other who receives the gratuity to have this form of obligation to be kind? But if I receive gratuity and I'm still violent and I didn't even ask for that gratuity,
Exactly, I think so, and I'm trying to explain the difference, the moral standard and the legal standard. That could be something new for many people, even lawyers. But it's clear, at least from the morality, that if someone, for example, gives you a car, you at least should say thanks, no? And if some is suppose that in the future, that person is in need, really in need because it was not going very well, and you have a better position, probably morally you have to help him. Legally no, but legally many laws around the world will say if he helped you in the past and you don't help, well, they will punish in some ways. For example, inheritance. If you didn't help your parents, many laws around the world will say, well, you cannot have not inherit on the heritage of this guy, because when he was in need, you never helped him. So you can see that even if this is only a moral duty here, can have some legal consequence, not a lot, but some of them. Okay, that is more or less the idea. Such duty, by the way, is proportionate to the value of gratuity. So how to measure the value of gratuity, that is quite interesting. Many times, obviously, you can see what is the value on the market. No, a Ferrari that you receive, well, $100,000. Well, that is the measure of the value, obviously. No? But it's not just that. It's not just that. You have to consider any other idea how to measure the value of gratuity. Try to think, because this is, I think that probably you can find something. I will say 3 things we have to consider. Obviously, what was given, not the value, $100,000, a Ferrari. But also the act of generosity. Because, for example, if I need, for example, $100. There could be 2 persons. I have a friend that is very rich, and I asked him for $100, and he said, no, I have no time, so sorry. And I was asking to another, and I found a very good friend of mine from time ago, and I said, look, I need that. And he's not rich, even if he's poor, but he realized, I'm your friend, I will give you $100. Well, it's quite different. This is a gorgeous act of generosity of this. So gratitude is not only the value on the market, what it was given. It's also the act of, and also you have to see the benefit obtained. The benefit obtained, because it's not the same to receive, I don't know, $100 by anyone if I'm in need to survive, or if I just want to pay something, and probably I can give you back easily in the future the same amount, and we are more or less in good position. No, it's not the same. It's not the same, because I received a lot. When I was in need, you helped me. It's quite different. It's quite different. No matter the amount, no matter if you have much or less, I received a lot. So I have a big duty, moral duty of gratitude, and sometimes a legal duty also. But what is that duty? Is undeterminate. It's not determinate here. That is the interesting thing. So we can want to see the types. We will see. There is very regulated gratitude. Donation. No, donation is very regulated everywhere. Non-contractual gratuities. That is a little different. A contractual, for a contract, for an agreement, you need 2 wills. One part that is giving, and another that wants to receive, that accept the donation. If the second don't accept, there is no donation. By the way, if you don't accept the heritage of your part, there is no donation, and the people used to call that this a kind of donation. Non-contractual gratuities, now forgiveness, pardon, amnesty, tolerance of the evil. All of them, in a certain way, is a kind of gratuity. I will forgive you. I don't know, even many times, we are not so sure if we have to forgive. I heard one thing that probably could be interesting to mention here now. If in your marriage, you don't know who was guilty of one issue that happened there, no? But you have a little doubt, of 1 or 2% that you have some kind of liability, you're guilty too, but it's just 1 or 2%, and you are absolutely sure that the other part, it was the one that caused the whole problem, 98%, 99%. Well, you should ask for forgiveness. Because normally with angry we don't reason very well. Yeah, you should ask for forgiveness. Well, again, let's come back to this topic. So all of them is a kind of a gratuity. No? The state have not to give you amnesty or to pardon certain actions, but if they do that, you have a kind of gratitude to them. No? And if you, after that, kill that people, it will be morally wrong, but worst. This is not the same killing of anyone, the one that helped you in the past. No? This is very worst. These are the worst peoples in the movies, no? That receive a gratitude, a help, a support, and after that he killed the principal. No? That is quite interesting. No? Well, any graces, there is a lot of legal language, benefits, that is moral language, services. Many people normally help us, no? everywhere, here in the university and at work, there are people that, well, and we have a kind of duty of gratitude, no? Well, and other favors without the need of acceptance. That is the difference. Many times, no? But without the need of acceptance, no? If I, for example, if the president says, well, I will not persecute these crimes or amnesty, or the parliament, well, no matter what is the will of the other people, there will be no persecution, there is amnesty. So this is not a contract, it's not an agreement in this case. That is the difference. And also we can talk about involuntary gratuities, an obligation that is impossible to fulfill or overdo that when they are not asking for payment because they realize that cannot ask for you because you don't have money. But yeah, if you ask for a loan and now you cannot pay, and you have to pay today, but the other party nothing says, and wait. But at least you have a duty, a kind of duty of gratuity, you know? Because he's not, or she is not asking for the loan right now. Yes, Ali.
But I have a clarification to seek. So isn't the consequential outcome of an involuntary gratuity an non-contractual gratuity? Because if you're impossible to fulfill the end of your bargain or pay your debt, I'll just forgive you. So won't then the consequential outcome of an involuntary gratuity become a non-contractual gratuity?
Well, sometimes yes, but sometimes no, because many times it's just a matter of impossibility. Others is just he's waiting till you have money to pay. So he will ask the money, but later. But it's good to remember, for example, an obligation impossible to fulfill. Remember, there are obligations that we cannot pay. Our parents gave us life. We cannot pay life to our parents. We cannot give them their life. No, so we will. It is impossible to fulfill the equal. As we talk, no? The equal. So what we have to do? Well, a duty of gratuity. At least of that. I will add that duty of piety and many others that are stronger than the duty of justice. So, and now the most important thing, this is developed by in this topic by the international law, specifically the principle of reciprocity. The principle, more or less, it says whoever gives freely can expect to receive the same freely. Is that compulsory or not? Is obligatory or not? Is legally you can by force to impose that or not? What do you think? Especially lawyers, here are many lawyers. Is that obligatory, compulsory? The answer,
no,
yes.
it's not compulsory.
Well, Gabriel and Josephine.
Okay, I think it is compulsory because it kind of creates some level of agreement that because I will be doing this, then I'm expecting you to also treat me the same way. That's the way I understand the principle of reciprocity. Like, for example, if I recognize you as a country, then also recognize me as a country and protect my rights as a country.
At least you will expect something.
Yeah.
An expectation is not a right directly. Yeah, but at least it creates a legal consequence because expectations are legal expectations. Yeah. Yeah. But let's try to deal with more detail these kind of things. There are two principles of reciprocity, a positive and a negative one. So everything depends. The positive is more or less the same. Whoever gives freely can expect, and so on, can expect to receive the same freely when the same circumstances are reversed between the same subjects. And so in the same position, yes. So, but this you can read here. No? Can expect is principally is an expectation. It's an expectation. It's not a right, a claim right to ask for. But parties obviously can agree on an obligatory reciprocity. Many parties, for example, in states now, many states have this kind of clauses or laws. I will open my borders, my duties. I will not put tax to the goods of the other country if the other country do the same with me. I can, so you can see if there is an agreement or one law, and the other country will have the same clauses. So if they both have, the reciprocity is an obligatory thing. That is not with duty, not with God in goods, but also with nationality. I will allow to have two nationalities if the other country allows to have two nationalities to the same citizen. That clause is in many constitutions around the world. And you can see that is compulsory. That is compulsory. Obviously, if you have everything written, yeah, that is clear, no? So, and a negative reciprocity, that is another kind of expectatives, legal expectatives and moral too. Whoever didn't give help or excuse cannot expect another to do the same in the same circumstances. Obviously, no. That is also, there is also a parable in the Bible, more or less, no. If you didn't help me and so on, well, you cannot expect to any kind of support later when you are in need and you need that specific help. So you can see more or less that also this kind of thing, that are the basic things of the human relationships, and you build from here. Human relationships, well, has a lot. They have a lot of legal consequence and a moral consequence too. The moral standards are higher, the legal standards not that higher. Finally, friendship. There is a lot of books, marvelous books about friendship. There is a lot of songs also about friendship. I don't know. We have 10 minutes where we can conclude. We have enough time to this. What is friendship? Well, it's a relationship of benevolent love that occurs reciprocally between two or more people. So we have to understand first benevolence, because love is mutual benevolence. Can you see? Can you see? I'm giving without expecting to receive. But I can give, for example, all my goods, all the things that I have to the poor people. And do I have friendship with them? No, I'm giving everything. This is an act of benevolence, a strong, very big gratuity, but a donation, but there is no friendship till there, because friendship is a mutual benevolence. They should do something also for my sake. So it's mutual. Without mutual benevolence, there is no friendship. It's just gratuity. It's just gratuity. So we cannot understand friendship if we don't understand. We don't understand gratuity. Friendship presupposes a high degree of trust and loyalty, mutual respect, unity of person, and shared goods. So as I told, first, normally a little trust in other. There, well, how friendship begin? Should begin with one. Should begin with one that is giving a little more, and the other will realize, well, probably is good. Probably is good to act in the same way and try to seek the good of the other. And that's the way normally that a human relationship used to develop. First trust, then benevolence, and then friendship. If we don't have trust, we will not create nothing in this world. We will not create a good relationship. We will create war. We will create hate, and as many people say, the ultimate aim, the purpose of life, and many other things, or a happy life needs friendship, needs friends. No? In the words of Aristotle, you will remember better than me, no? A guy that lives alone, who is or God or a beast that can live alone, but a human being is a zoon politikon, an animal that used to coexist with other, no? And that is part of the greatest part of happiness, I will say. No, I will say. I think that more or less people used to agree, no, that a happy life needs friends, not just children, even in your family, not just family, not just parents, but a friendship relationship with your parent, because the relation could be good or bad. Not seeking the benevolence gratuities for your parents, and they do not seeking. That is the worst thing in this world. Now, if you live in a very bad family that everyone wants the evil things for others and not the other. The good relationship is to develop trust, to develop benevolence, and we should start. Once again, another consequence for marriage. Now, how to develop friendship? Many times there are many breaks, many problems, many issues. Well, go with the theory. Go with the first. Well, even the other is so bad. Well, let's try to create a little trust again, and then say, well, help me with that, and then an act of benevolence. One of you should begin, because friendships don't work. One should give something, and the other will give. And many times, I saw that many times, very big issues on marriage are solved with just a flower. Not say, well, don't you know what? Sorry. And a flower, a simple thing, a very simple thing in a very bad situation can help so much, because it's an act of benevolence, and the other will realize, well, reciprocity, well, at least I smile, thanks. But this is a beginning, and little by little we will build in these incredible things. So you can see the most abstract ideas have a lot of consequence in the ordinary life. True friendship only happens between intelligent beings also. You can love your cat. People will say, no, I can develop a friendship with my cat, but your cat never will hear you or your problems. He will not understand the thing that you have in your intimate heart, in your brain. He will not understand. At least he will need. I know of one pet, one dog that they want people, the owner, by the way, because it's an ownership relationship. A little more probably, but Arsak, they used to come, but not because he understands, probably because he wants food or many other things. In any case, true deep friendship is to share deep things, to share our heart, or understandings, our point of view, even if the other don't share the same ideas, but we share with them, and to be able to speak, to talk about these kind of things. No? So, properties of friendship. Friendships require a certain equality between friends. That is one of the things. No? Certain equality. That was in the antique mind. Nobody talked about God as our friend, or gods, if you want, no? Because they are in another world and are so different, and in another level we are not equal. That was really amazing for when Christianity said, well, God is a kind of friend or father. Nowadays we are very accustomed to that kind of things. No? It's impossible to develop an equal relationship as friendship with God. If you want theology will say, well, it's because God high us up. He gives his life, and so we, in a certain way, are gods. We are living the life of God, and that's what we call friendship. That is interesting, no? A certain equality. Obviously, between human beings, there is a certain equality because we share the same nature, and that's why it's so easy. Friends seek the good of the friend and is happy when it is achieved. That is also friendship, that you not know. I think creates new duties. So that is also not. A friend is always, a very good friend is always thinking, well, what can I do to help a little more my friends? Probably not always is possible. We have not a lot of time to, but yes, Adrian, you raised your hand.
I have a question. In what does this certain equality consist? The certain equality between friends? If you could define it.
Yeah. No. Sorry. It's a certain equality, could be many things. But obviously, if you're absolutely different with another, at least, I mean, this is a phrase of also of Aristotle and many other that talk about that. But at least as an experiential idea, you find someone, I don't know, you go to another country and someone is absolutely different, don't understand you, well, you have nothing to share with him. So, and certain equality could be in many things. The things that you share, in your, at least in your nature, no? That's why it is normal. It is very normal. If you go to the United States, you will find the community of Kenyan people. Why? Because they find they're so different, and you find one equal there, is equal to you. And there is the community of Kenyan people as well as the community of Ecuadorian people. In New York State, by the way, they are more from people from Ecuador, my country, almost 800,000 people from families of Ecuador, and there is a community, a very big. And why? The same with the Italian and the Chinese neighborhood. Why? Because they find, well, I'm equal to them. And so it's so easy to develop friendship. I don't know if it helps to answer your question, Adrian.
It helps a bit. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay. So the end of friendship. What is the end? What is the end of friendship? Well, now I already put it now. There is no end. And no external end. Friendship is an end in itself. Friendship is an end in itself. It means it's an ultimate aim. I mean, if you seek, for example, if you give $100 to your friend because you want to something else, for example, you're asking for repairing your car and he knows how to repair. Well, that is an agreement. That is not friendship. You destroy friendship when you seek something else. You destroy friendship. And that's the problem many times with friends. When we see people as a means to achieve something else, to achieve power, to achieve fame, to achieve, you absolutely, in that instant, you destroy friendship. You destroy friendship. You destroy, and the people realize, no, they are using me as a mean, not as an ultimate aim in the antique terminology. So why you should help people? Because they are equal to you. They are equal to you. The ultimate reason will be love. The ultimate reason. Yeah, because I really love them. Yeah. Okay. So the end of this relationship is friendship. Yeah, is the friend, as you can see. So value. Okay. Angela is asking, how about when a friend dies? Is that not the end of friendship? Well, obviously, if he died forever, if you don't believe in life after life, it's clear, because friendship needs two parties at least. And if one dies, there cannot be a mutual benevolence. Just can be benevolent. You can put flowers in the burial of this guy or your friend, but it's not a mutual benevolence. It's impossible friendship. But if people survive after death, at least the soul, as I believe, I think that there could be a friendship, an endless friendship. Okay, that could be my answer. I don't know if you agree, but okay. So the value. Exactly. You can pray and you can do masses, and also the friend in the other world can think in you, about you, and help you with prayer and so many things. Okay, it depends from your point of view. If you don't believe, everything will end in the cemetery, you know. The value, friendship is a value in itself. Let's ask about that. Is friendship a good thing or a bad thing? What do you think? Is it valuable, is worthy, or not? Yes, Ali. Oh, I don't know if anyone. Well, okay.
I think it's only valuable where there's a manifestation of truth. Well, there is no manifestation of truth from that friendship, then there is no value, intrinsic value in it being.
Yeah, friendship normally in itself, yes, but if you have friends that don't want, that will be not, at the end of the day, that will be not friendship, that don't want things that are good for you. Parents used to say, which are the friends of my children? Because many friends are very harm, can harm them, even physically, So that will be not friendship is a value when the true good of the friend is sought, but when they want another thing that is not the true good, well, it's not the same. It's not that. The goods delivered, well, it can be through external, internal, and many other things. In this, at least we have some idea of trust, benevolence, friendship, what happened.